Kingdom Work Expanding the Gospel.
We all have to deal with thoughts of doubt, worry, and insecurity, thoughts that tell us you're not going to get well, you'll never break the addiction, you can't accomplish your dream. It's just a thought. It seems harmless. The truth is, negative thoughts are like infection. If you make the mistake of dwelling on them, letting it play over and over, it's like you're inviting it in. You're giving it permission to become a reality. What's holding many people back is their thinking is infected. Studies show that 47% of adults' cognitive time is spent ruminating on bad things that have happened in the past or worried about what might happen in the future. Nearly half of our time, we have the negative dominating our thoughts. We wonder why we don't have joy, don't have peace, why we feel stuck. It's the infection. Well, Joel, I don't think I'll ever get well. That's an infected thought. Well, I've made too many mistakes. God could never bless me now. That infection is distorting your vision. I'm not attractive. I don't have a good personality. As long as the infection is there, it's going to limit your life. And the scripture says to bring every thought into captivity. You have to lock up those negative thoughts. Don't give them free rein in your mind. They may seem harmless, but you need to see them in a new light. They're infectious. They will poison your attitude, contaminate your self-image, cloud your vision. Has your thinking become infected? Are there areas in your life where you believe you're not talented enough, come from the wrong family, you could never live in that nice neighborhood? That's all infection. You were created to live happy, healthy, to rise higher. The good news is you can get rid of the infection. It may have held you back, but it's not permanent. Start locking up those thoughts. Quit dwelling on all the negative, discouraging, destructive. Start filling your mind with thoughts of hope, thoughts of faith, thoughts of victory. I have some friends that decided to resod their front yard. Their grass was never really healthy, so they dug it all up and had a truckload of grass delivered. They spent several days laying it out, making sure it was level and had plenty of water. One night, the husband noticed a new mole on his wife's shoulder. Just a little bump, looked like a freckle. Wife looked at it and was surprised that it came up that fast, but she dismissed it, thought no big deal. A couple of weeks went by, and just to be safe, she went to the dermatologist. He looked at it and said, "This isn't a mole, this is a tick." It had become embedded under her skin. He removed the tick, and of course, she's very relieved. Well, fast forward 2 years. She started having so much fatigue. She was tired, have to take a nap during the day. This is a very talented, high-energy, successful woman. She never had to take a nap. Her muscles started aching. She was so sore, it's hard to get out of bed in the morning. She started not being able to remember things, foggy thinking. She went and took test after test, trying to find out what was wrong. They finally diagnosed her with Lyme disease. Lyme disease comes from a tick bite. When a tick is not removed within 24 hours, it can release infection into the bloodstream. These parasites that invade the organs and cells, they live and grow and causing all these symptoms, fatigue, joint pain, neurological problems. What's interesting is you don't feel a tick bite. It doesn't hurt. It's not like you got stung by a bee and there's this pain and discomfort. You never knew it happened. A tick is the size of a poppy seed. Just a little tiny insect. You would think this is harmless. It could not stop me. Yet that little tick carries such powerful infection, it can become debilitating. It's the same principle in our thoughts. They can seem harmless. Just a little whisper, you're not valuable, you're not as smart as your cousin, you'll never overcome this problem. It's not some big announcement, some great offense where it's so obvious. The enemy is very subtle. Just like that tick, you don't feel the bite. You hardly even know it happened. It's just a suggestion. But if you let that thought stay, you start to dwell on it. Maybe I'm not worthy. Maybe I have seen my best days. Maybe I don't have the talent that I need. Before long, that little lie is going to create major infection. It's going to poison your self-image, contaminate your attitude, distort your vision. The scripture says it's the little foxes that spoil the vines. With a tick, if you remove it within 24 hours, then it can't release the parasites that infect the organs and cause all that damage. It's important to deal with thoughts quickly. Don't let them linger in your mind. Thoughts create images. Then you start to see what you're thinking. If you dwell on that thought, you're never going to get well. You saw the medical report. Before long, you'll see yourself going downhill. You'll see yourself at your own funeral. You'll never meet the right person. You'll always be single. If you let that infection take root, you'll see yourself 80 years old, still single, lonely, discouraged. Do yourself a favor. Remove that thought quickly. May seem harmless, just a little discouragement. No, thoughts can carry infection. Thoughts can contaminate your future. That's why the scripture tells us to guard our mind. You can't stop the negative thoughts from coming, but you can stop them from staying. If my friends would have known that was a tick, they would have pulled it off immediately. They wouldn't have thought twice. That's the way we need to see discouraging thoughts. No thanks, you're not welcome here, you gotta go. The longer we wait, the more damage, the more infection. When I was 12 years old, one summer day, I went to play baseball with my friends, and we rode our bikes down to the fields. They were next to the boat docks. After playing a couple of hours, we were so hot and sweaty. One of my friends said, let's go jump in the river and cool off. Well, my mother always told me not to get in that river. It was too dirty. But all my friends took off running. I followed right behind. We jumped off the docks and swam about 15 minutes. Felt so good and refreshing. I waited a couple of hours before I went back home so my shorts would dry. Nobody would know what I did. Well, that night I took a shower and was about to go to bed. My mother said, Joel, what is all over your back? I couldn't see anything. I had 24 ticks on my back. The next hour, she picked every one of them out. I learned my lesson. Even if it's 150 degrees, I am not getting in that river. But what's funny is my brother Paul swam there many times. He never got one. I guess ticks even know what tastes good, but with a tick, it doesn't do any harm unless it attaches itself to what's called a host. It needs an animal or a person. By itself, the tick won't do any damage. But when it finds a host, it feeds off their blood. That's what causes it to grow. There are 3 stages of its development. When it first finds a host, it's too small to have any effect. But as long as it's receiving nourishment from the host, they call it a blood meal, then it'll progress to the next stage. When it reaches that final stage, then it can release the infection into the bloodstream. Same way in our thinking. When negative thoughts come, the enemy needs a host. He needs someone that will welcome that thought, entertain it, make it feel comfortable. He brings thoughts of fear, worry, doubt, waiting to see, will you take it? Will you host it? He has that thought, you'll never rise any higher. Man, you've seen your best days. Those thoughts won't do any harm if you don't welcome them. You don't dwell on it. The only power he has is when he finds someone to accept, to host, to believe. This is the one time it's good to be a bad host. You have to say, hey, tick, hey, worry, hey, defeat, you are not welcome here. You're not going to feed off of me. You're not getting my nutrients, my faith, my joy, my vision. You have to starve the negative thoughts. They have no effect if you don't feed them. But think about that tick feeding off of your own blood only to turn around and infect you. It's trying to develop into a stage where it can release the parasites. If the host is not aware, if the host is passive and complacent, Then, like what with my friends, years later, they're dealing with very difficult issues. Could have been avoided if they had recognized it was a tick, not a mole. If they had removed it sooner, it wouldn't have caused this infection.
If you've made it this far, thank you for watching and may God bless you. Please remember to share and subscribe.